right, Jack Squad. One more again, one more again. Listen, I know we are all waiting on the grand jury's findings, right? I don't know how long it take. The grand jury I think they been whatever you call it when you get a grand jury since the end of last year, right? Like, what is going on? Let us know. Let us know. I know Andrew Holmes is a big part of it. Of course, Tiffany and Keith Freeman, right? I hope the police chief, they had some questions about the police chief too. Now, if y'all ain't never been to the grand jury is just that, a grand jury. I forget how many is in the grand jury. But you sit down in this chair and there's a whole bunch of people over there. Whole bunch. It ain't the 12. It's the grand. See how many people is in the grand jury. But it's a whole bunch of folks. And they ask you questions. They ask you questions, right? How many in the grand jury? In the grand jury. How many people in the grand jury? The number of people on a grand jury varies by state and can range from 12 to 23. Okay. Federally, it could be from 16 to 23. In Texas, it's just 12. Los Angeles is 23. So this is a federal, so it's anywhere from 16 to 23. And I hadn't did anything wrong. I was testifying in the grand jury, right? But it's very, what the word is? It's very, can be frightening. You know, it can be a lot, right? To sit there, because all the people, they all looking at you. They all looking at you, right? And they asking you the questions. I don't know how long the grand jury is convened, but I'd like to know what's going on. I don't know if they gave all the paperwork, if Tiffany Henyard and Keith Freeman gave all the paperwork that needs to be given. But we can start first with Andrew Holmes. Let's start with him, you know, because he did what he did. I believe that. And I also believe, and I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm going to keep talking about it because I'm a woman, right? I don't believe that's his first time. This is alleged, my thoughts. This is his first time doing that. I just don't believe it. Too comfortable with it, right? You had it planned. Ooh, I'm going to get up when we get up there. It's just too comfortable with it, right? And the irony of it is he is a community activist. When somebody gets unalive, when any harm happens to a family, whenever crime is committed, he is there. He's talking to reporters. He's there to console the family. He's there to find out facts and get information. And this is what you're doing? Such an oxymoron, right? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing? You right in there, you're a crime fighter. He's a crime fighter. He got on a cape. He's a crime fighter. And you all this time you've been essaying. Don't know how many. I just don't believe this is his only time. I don't. I just don't. Because and the reason, I'm going to tell you one reason why I don't believe this is his first time is because he does not seem remorseful. And when I watched him in the last week at the last board meeting, and the way he talked to the person sitting next to him, who he's always sat next to, I don't remember her name, and looked at her, he don't like women, he don't respect women, right? I just don't believe that's his first time. I don't believe it. I want him, and I done said this, and I'm going to keep saying this because it's wrong. And you know, these is our people, these black folks, right? Y'all done embarrassed the whole city, the whole area, right? Y'all done embarrassed it. Put a blemish. Matter of fact, it's bigger than a blemish. You done put a black spot on it, right? Of Dalton and Thornton. Just because you wanted to have your way, like it was your own personal monopoly, right? You playing with the money, you playing with the properties, you playing with the people, you know, dead wrong. I really want this to get resolved, you know, and I want them to, especially with the Holmes guy. You know what I'm saying? It may take a little while with Tiffany and them and what all they got going on. They turned in their paperwork. But Holmes, and then you just do what Tiffany says, right? You going down. You going down. I'm sure that there's probably at least one or two more ladies who have something to say about Andrew Holmes. I believe that. I want them to find whatever they need to find. And now I was reading that Lori Lightfoot, even though she was not a good mayor, she's an excellent what did she do? Forensic, looking for the money forensically. And I think she was a prosecuting attorney. She's good at her job, just wasn't good at being the mayor, right? That might have been a little too overwhelming, maybe not in her wheelhouse exactly, right? But they say that she may do that pro bono. She may do that pro bono. She may just be helping the feds with her expertise, right? You know, if that's the case, I don't know. I don't know. I want it to be, I hope there's a resolution, and I hope there's punishment that fits the crimes. Punishment that fits the crimes, right? Because that Dalton may not recover. Small city, small little village, not much money, medium income, 24,000. And what she's been doing is taking the Thornton money, spending it over in Dalton, right? After you wore all their money out. And I seen, like I told you before, I'm from Cleveland, I've seen the effects of that from the city of East Cleveland, right? And they're damaged. They're still damaged. They're going to be damaged forever. And there was a while where every mayor they had was corrupt. The last one ended up in the penitentiary. And I think he might still be. For some reason, I want to say they gave him 20 years. I can't remember. But I see the effects, and it's damaging. It's damaging if you go and take all the money and damage the infrastructure of a small city, town, village. And the median income is only 24. They have no money to recoup. They have no money to fix it. They have no money. And especially, like I know in East Cleveland, there's a lot of elderly people. So those people, they're not working. They got pensions, right? And probably the same in Dalton, right? They gave what they had. They didn't stockpile it, and now you ran through it. You should be ashamed of yourself, Tiffany. You should be ashamed of yourself, especially since your mother is a resident, right? You should be ashamed of yourself to go through them people's money like that and then have a I don't give a damn attitude about it, girl. And the same for Keith Freeman. I don't see remorse in these people's eyes. I've seen a little bit of fear in Keith Freeman's eye. Maybe I've misread it, but I seen a little bit of fear. But I don't see any remorse from these people. Like, ain't nobody said, y'all, we apologize. We didn't know what we was doing. Got carried away. Nothing, right? So, I'll be glad when the grand jury gets their findings and do what they need to do with these people. Because like I said, I know the effects of taking money from a small city, town, village. It's long lasting. And then once the infrastructure goes, nobody wants to move in there. Nobody wants to buy a house there. So you don't get those taxes, right? It's a bigger picture than you just going in the pot. It's a bigger picture that goes for ages, right? Nobody wants to buy a house there. Then comes the crime. Nobody wants to buy a house in this crime. Dilapidated buildings. You don't have this. You don't have that. Like I was told, one of the few remaining grocery stores they had is gone, right? That's the store everybody went to. So it's like, now the convenience of living in the city is gone. You have to go somewhere else. Like, it's a bigger picture than you just taking the money, child. You affected a whole bunch of people for ages, for decades. So anyway, y'all, I done ran it on about that. That's just because I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. And eventually, maybe, Thornton will have to take care of Dalton. You know what I'm saying? Now, Cleveland tried it with East Cleveland. They were going to split it between Cleveland and Cleveland Heights. Didn't want it. Too much to do. It's too much to do, right? Businesses leave. Nobody has money to pay their taxes. Like, you did your big one on that, sis, and you got to pay for that. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching Jackie with a Q. Welcome new subscribers, and everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Okay?